Hello everyone, Miranda here. Today I wanted to give you guys an overview of the miniatures that I am now working on. So I'm trying to bolster my Khadoran forces, and I do want to say that the Khadoran winter is coming. So I'm working on them right now. Privateer a while back actually has sent me some Khadoran miniatures and a few others as well, but it's not what this video is about. So I wanted to show them off today. So the first one that we've got is a model that I've been very excited about to have for a while. This is the Oren Rager. Now he's part of a kit, one of the sprue kits, and so you can have like a berserker in there as well, and a mad dog. And then I got the Rager one because I really wanted the short shield guard ability. He's got his little shield cannon here that fires, what is it, like 8-inch range. It's okay. He's Rat 3, so you know. You bring him for shield guard. And either way, he looks super cool. I like his little pose here. He kind of looks like he's in a Calvin and Hobbes comic or something. So I'm very pleased with that. You can see the basing always gets done first for my models. I've been really excited to get him put together for a while, so I'm looking forward to using him. Probably with some of my softer casters, because I would probably just keep him setting out with in next to a softer caster, maybe somebody like the old witch, although she has stealth potentially, or like New Zerkova or Sorsha, anybody who does not want to get shot. He also backs up to being a really good beat stick, so he can get in there and fight with his amazing armor 18, but what is it, P plus S 15 and 13 weapons, so not too bad. But I'm very excited for him. Again, I think he looks super cool. Okay, next up I've got an older model, but a good one. He is the Man of War Shock Trooper Officer. He is a unit attachment only to Shock Troopers. He can't go on the Demo Corps or the Bombardiers, unfortunately. He looks just like one of the Shock Troopers, so that's kind of neat. Anyway, he gives the unit Assault, which is pretty slick, especially for a Speed 4 unit. Being able to charge up and take a shot is really, really useful. The other thing he gives a unit as well as himself is the tactic of Steady, so he can't be knocked down, and Sturdy, so that he cannot be pushed. It's really helpful when you're fighting like battle mages or gun mages or things with drag, because I think it applies to things with drag, I think. So anyway, I'm very excited to get him fielded. I want to really start focusing on my Man of War list again, and I think he will be a very good addition to it. Plus, he just looks neat. He's also probably the lightest of them I have, because all of my... No, that's not true. My Shock Troopers are plastic. The Demo Corps are all metal, and I feel that. Okay, so third up, because I've got a few miniatures here, I've got the Winter Guard Artillery Captain. So he's super cool. An Artillerist has been missing from Khador for quite a while, which is useful for them, especially because Khador has so many AoEs. You've got destroyers, you've got the bombardiers, or the bombard cannons on Behemoth. Of course, you've got Victor and you've got Conquest, all shooting AoEs. So being able to give +2 to the rat on that, or the ability to determine the direction, is actually super cool. Reroll the direction or reroll the distance. So especially when you've got like Victor, who's got the AoE that can set things on fire, you don't want that drifting in a useless place. So the Artillerist seems super awesome for that. And if Bombardiers still have their AoE, I'm pretty sure you can use it on that one guy. And of course, I'm sure as many people have taken advantage of, you can use them for your mortar crew or the, You can also use them for the Rocketeers that run with the Winter Guard units. That's either the Rifle Corps or just the Winter Guard. So I'm excited for him. He actually has 3 abilities. The first one is to give +2 rat to a model that shoots an AoE. And that's really... again, I already said it's really helpful for the big guys, the ones that hit really hard. So you make them a little more accurate. The other thing that move does, I think, just the artillerist. What that rule does, anyway, is to give you a choice. You can re-roll the direction or the distance of your AoE attack. So if it drifts in a bad direction, you can try to get it into going in a better direction. The other thing that he offers as a special ability is something called Close Fire, which will give a friendly weapon crew unit the clear ability, which means that if their attack happens to drift or land on friendly models, they automatically miss. And finally, the last ability he gives is something called Fire and Displace, which means that he can give reposition to a weapon crew unit. Reposition 2. So it's actually very useful, especially since, again, the mortar crew is super, super slow. And so I think that is actually really useful. So I'm happy to get him painted up. And last but not least, I finally have my Greylord Forge Seer. He's pretty slick. So he's a really useful model in a lot of ways because he, gosh, all the things he does. So he is a Jack Marshal, so you can put a Jack on him for the general Jack Marshal abilities, which thankfully in Mark III are actually a little bit stronger. So his drive is actually really powerful. It's called Dark Sigils. That's it, Dark Sigils. And what that does is, as long as the Warjack is in this model's command range, which is only 7, then that model, the Jack, gains the weapon type Blessed for both melee and ranged weapons, as well as the damage type Magical. So you can deal with incorporeal models that way. Blessed is really good for dealing with models who have upkeep spells on them. So that actually makes him pretty useful, probably mostly for ranged shots, just because 7 inches isn't going to be a very useful range for melee heavy jacks, but with a bombard cannon or somebody who can shoot, then it's going to be a lot more useful. Having a magical damage type and blessed on your ranged weapon is really cool. Now, the Greylord Forge Seer is also useful beyond his Jack Marshal abilities. He's also a wizard. He's a battle wizard, actually. Magic ability 7, very cool. He also has the Empower ability, so he can remove disruption and gain a focus or put a focus on Warjack. So that is also useful because he doesn't have to have that Warjack under his command to give it to the Jack, and just put it on there, remove disruption. It's awesome. He also has the magic ability Horror Frost, which is just a range 8 magical weapon, damage 14, power 14 magic attack at AoE 3. So also really, really helpful as far as just general battlefield capabilities. Yeah, that. And then, of course, he has Winter's Wind. So you put that on him as a star action, and any enemy models ending their activations within 2 inches of him become stationary. So that can be kind of a good gotcha late game for people who kind of forget about that rule. Otherwise, most of the time people are probably just going to murder him. But that's actually not as easy. He does have 8 boxes, and he is a Mana War unit who is also repairable. So that's actually pretty slick. Now for him, I will tell you, as far as putting him together, I have to keep the cape separate. In fact, the cape, if you set it on the ground, stands up on its own, kind of like Doctor Strange's cloak. And then, that's him without it. He's much lighter that way. He moves a lot faster, but he does require the cloak to, because it's Khador in winter, we have to be careful about that. Don't want them catching a cold. So they're kind of like the same size. Truth be told, the Forge Seer is heavier. So that's it for my miniatures that I'm working on this week. Like I said, Khador in winter is coming, so I'm looking forward to including these miniatures in my future battle reports. Thank you very much again to Privateer Press for sending me these. They are awesome models. They look great. They're very well done. I'm very impressed with the sprue work, so kudos to that. And thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments. Give it a like if you like it or whatever. And yeah, tell me what you're working on too. We'll see you later.